Okay, I initially wanted to do a Sweet Home Alabama meme, but then I found this amazing voice line.
指揮官、後で部屋に来てくれる？えーっと、ずっと抱き枕とか何かに抱きついて寝てたけど、今は指揮官もいいかなって。
Woo! Yeah, baby! Hey guys, Aka Milkshake here. Today we're gonna take a look at Alabama, the last of the South Dakota sisters as of now. I mean, I hope we will get Indiana soon to complete the sisters, and if she's gonna have similar designs to the other three.
Yeah, boy.
アラバマだよ。僕に何か用？着任？ああ、そうだ。うん。他にやることないし、一緒に行く。レッツゴー。
Alabama is a super rare battleship from Eagle Union. She's of the South Dakota class, and her sisters include Massachusetts and South Dakota herself. Her voice actress is Hibiko Yamamura, who also voiced Auric in Azur Lane. She does have many other roles like Flint from Arc Knights, Mizuchi from Beastars, and Chihiro Kagami from Blue Archive. Okay, so let's talk about naval references. Alabama's skill is called Lucky A, which she also mentions in her self-introduction. This nickname was given to her as she did not lose a single sailor to enemy action throughout the war. Her self-introduction also referenced the battle she participated in and mentions about chilling at Mobile Bay, which is the place in Alabama where she is now a museum ship.
アラバマ、サウスダコタ級4番艦、幸運の A。他に言うこと？ノルウェー、マーシャル諸島、マリアナ沖で戦果を手に入れた。それとレーテ沖と、モービル湾。うん、いい気持ち。
Of all these battles she participated in, only a few of them were further referenced. The first is her operation in Norway, which was referenced by her in-game interactions with Tirpitz. Alabama was first deployed to the British Home Fleet along with her sister South Dakota. They travelled with 5 destroyers to the main British naval base at Scapa Flow on 19th May 1940. They then became Task Force 61 and they went through thorough training with the British to familiarize themselves for joint operations. Alabama and South Dakota continued to work together with the British in reinforcing the island of Spitsbergen, a Norwegian archipelago in the Arctic Ocean. The next month in July, Alabama took part in Operation Governor, which was an attempt to lure Tirpitz and other heavy battleships out of harbour by simulating a raid on southern Norway. But the Germans knew that the Allies were up to something, and so Tirpitz remained in the port. That is why in Azur Lane, Alabama keeps on calling out to Tirpitz to challenge her.
指揮官、ティルピッツをここに呼んできてもいい？ずっと力比べしたかったけど、いつまで待っても出てこないから。ティルピッツ、勝負。
The second is the Battle of the Philippine Sea, and the aerial part of the battle was called the Great Marianas Turkey Shoot. This name was given by American aviators as the Japanese suffered more losses against the American pilots and anti-aircraft gunners. Alabama herself was greatly involved as she engaged the Japanese aircraft twice to protect South Dakota. This, along with other anti-air engagements, is why Alabama has the top 4th anti-air stat among all current battleships and battlecruisers so far, and the reason why she gets protective over South Dakota. She also mentions wanting to eat turkey and the turkey shoot.
なんかお腹減ってきた。ターキー食べたいかも。ターキーショットしたいね。僕が飛べれば、姉貴、全部僕に任せてもらってもいい？
The last is her operations in Japan. She participated in more engagements such as taking down more Japanese aircraft, shelling the island of Minami Daitojima, and more attacks on various military and industrial targets throughout the country. With such aggressive attacks, it is not surprising that Alabama was worried that the Sakura Empire ships would hold a grudge against her.
中央の子たちと仲良くなった。嫌われると思ったのに、全然そんなことなかった。うん。中央、面白いかも。
Alright, so let's talk about skills. Her first skill is called Lucky A. Increases own evasion by 12 and reduces torpedo damage taken by self by 20%. Every 20 seconds, there is a 75% chance to fire a barrage, which damage scales with skill level. Okay, the evasion buff is great because it's free, so at max level, it will increase her evasion stat from 34 to 46, which puts her at number 2 out of all the battleships and battlecruisers so far. This, along with her reduction in torpedo damage, greatly increases her survivability as your flagship. The reason why I think she's better as your flagship is because of the barrage. It covers a very big area, which makes her very good against mobs, and she also fires 3 AP salvos. However, the barrage has limited range. As you can see here in the footage, the barrage wouldn't hit the boss at the end, except for the 3rd AP salvo hit. This is very similar to Washington's barrage, which we covered in her own review, so do check that out too. Anyway, 75% activation chance is not good at today's standards because even though it's decently high, it cannot compare to other ships with 100% activation chance. Again, similar to Washington, we have yet to receive her own augment, so let's hope it will greatly improve the activation chance, just like how Hood's augment increased hers. Her next skill is called Just Getting Fired Up, which has 2 versions, but both have pretty much the same effects, so I'll just talk about the regular version. During a sortie, increases own firepower by 2.5% for every enemy node sunk by the fleet Alabama is in. Also, increases own firepower by 2.5% for every enemy ship sunk during any given battle. This skill can only boost firepower by up to 17.5%. After defeating 5 enemy nodes, reduce damage taken by the main fleet by 8%. This skill honestly is a mixed bag for me, but it is generally very good. What I like about it is that she gets stronger for each subsequent battle she's in. She currently has the 21st firepower stat among all the battleships and battlecruisers so far, which is already pretty decent. So boosting that will make Alabama a very strong damage dealer. What I don't like about this skill, however, is that she should be able to reduce the damage your main fleet takes from the get-go, instead of waiting after 5 enemy nodes later. Anyway, this is just a small nitpick, which is why I still think this skill is generally good, though it can be better. Now there is a part that I'm very confused with, and that is how the firepower boost works. If you read the next part, it says that it can increase up to 17.5%, which effectively means 7 times. But let's watch this gameplay. So if you noticed, the skill activated more than 7 times. These include whenever her fleet defeats an enemy node and whenever she sinks an enemy. So I'm really unsure if there's even a cap to how high her firepower can increase. So let me know in the comments if y'all know how this works. Anyway, let's talk about builds. Her build is very similar to a lot of battleship or battlecruiser damage dealers that I reviewed in the past. So for main guns, since her skills are not firing based, and to make use of her high damage potential, you can go with HE guns like the old reliable Purple Mark 6 or the Rainbow Mark 7 if you got it from the Mirror Involution event. Another option is the 381mm from Research or Gear Lab. As for secondaries, I'd go with AP guns as AP shells travel faster, making them good against suicide boats. This is also good for Alabama as taking down a suicide boat also contributes to her firepower boost skill. Since she can only use DD guns, you can go with the twin 128mm as a more accessible option. For more damage, you can use the twin 128mm or the twin 137mm for the highest damage but much slower reload, both of which can be obtained from Gear Lab. There is also the twin 135mm which is SAP. It has the same shell speed as AP guns, but the rounds won't pierce through enemies. Okay, so let's talk about skins. As for her default one, I think it's great, just slightly below Massachusetts. But that scythe though, I really love that design. It makes her look so badass, and she even has some attack animation when she's idling in the dorm, which is very cool. She definitely has good drip, but I think Massachusetts is slightly better. I don't know, it's probably just a personal preference, but anyway, a decent skin, so I give this a 7 out of 10. Her next skin is called Untarnished Silver Silken Gold. I nearly didn't recognize her because I kinda associated her with a more tomboyish look, but damn, she looks so good here. Like, the fan service here is very, very high. Even though I never expected this, I like it, so I give this a solid 8 out of 10. Alright, so what are my thoughts about Alabama? She's great, but I wouldn't say she's overpowered or broken. Like, she's just very good because she has everything you want in a flagship damage dealer, a barrage, and skills that increase her damage output. Though similar to Washington, I think she needs an augment to put her into today's standards, because that 75% activation chance is just not enough. Otherwise, she is a very solid mob clearer with the barrage, and being able to increase her damage output the more she fights is really good. What I think is even better is that currently, you can have all the South Dakota sisters in one fleet. South Dakota becomes your support, Massachusetts becomes the AP damage dealer, and Alabama becomes your flagship with her barrages. Alright, so there you have it. Here are all my thoughts about Alabama. What do you guys think? Do let me know in the comment section down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do leave a like if you guys did, subscribe for more awesome content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.